1 can of condensed cheddar cheese soup, 10 3/4 ounces. Oh, wait a minute. Wrong side of the notes. Oh, gee, me, I tell you. Sometimes. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Road to 40. I'm Jason Oliveira. In case you didn't know. I got a few little things I want to talk about tonight, and I might have a what's on the menu tonight. I don't know. I don't want to do too many Oreos, because I feel like I'm ripping off Greg Miller's channel doing Oreos. But we're not the same. We do it differently. I grade things differently. I'm a grown-ass man. I can do what I want. I live not too far from an airport. It's probably about 20 minutes from here. Maybe less, or maybe more, pending traffic. And sometimes the planes come in over our house. It's not super common. It's like when you see them, you're like, oh, cool, a plane. But sometimes they're really low, and we've had a lot of military planes coming in and around here. It's really weird. Kind of freaks me out a little bit, to be completely honest. Well, I'm not used to seeing them. I've been here 10 years. I go to Target a lot, and the airport's like 5 minutes from Target. And there's always planes overhead if you go down there. And lately there's been a lot of military. But some nights, planes go over our house, and I think, holy shit, that's going to hit us. I know it's probably not, knock on wood. And I know I've said that a lot in my videos, like, I could walk out of the house tomorrow and get hit by a plane. I don't want to die that way, so if there's some force in the universe that's hearing me say this a lot, ignore it, please. Yeah. I hear them all the time. I can always hear a freight train, baby, if I listen real hard. So today, the father accused of shooting the drunk driver who killed his 11 and 12-year-old boys was acquitted. Now, this is a touchy subject. This is a touchy trial. I mean, it's hard to throw an opinion at it and not be, either legally or morally right. You know what I mean? So here's the story, in case you didn't hear it. About 2 years ago, I believe it was, this man, I don't know the names of the people involved. I'd rather not say their names anyway, even though it's all over the news. His two sons, 11 and 12, were helping him push a truck home. I don't know if it ran out of gas or what it was, but he was in the car steering it, I assume. And a drunk driver who was like 21 or something, he was young, clobbered into the back and killed his two sons. Well, what not the defense was saying, the prosecutors were saying was that he went home, got a gun, came back and shot the guy in the head who was pinned in his car and couldn't get out. A lot of moral questions come up about that, huh? It's kind of fit into the conversation we were having last night about morality and conscience and stuff like that. And, I mean, I can see both sides of this story. So he's acquitted of it, meaning they did not find probable cause that led to his accusation. To his, I don't know what word I'm looking for. He was found not guilty, acquitted of his crime. What if he had done it? I have reasons to believe he didn't do it, because they found a holster with bullets and no gun at home, but the bullets didn't match the gun. Not that that doesn't say anything, you know what I mean? This is a tough trial. This is a tough thing that I wrestled in my head thinking, of course, he was justified in doing what he did if he did it. But was he? I'm a big proponent of second chances for people and giving people the benefit of the doubt and forgiving. And it's tough to say that I wouldn't want to do the same thing if it happened to me. Like, I have two sons that are close in age. They're, almost 3 years apart. 3 years apart? 7 and 4 now. Yeah, it's 3 years. And to think that if I was in that situation, like, what would I do? And would I be, morally justified in doing whatever I chose to do if the situation was identical? Now, if it was an accident, clearly I'd probably still want to do that. But accidents happen, and it sucks, and life sucks sometimes, and you gotta, I don't know, work through things like that. But they're tough, and they're hard to work through. Even when things turn out right in the end, I can tell you from personal experience, it's tough to work through. And And, well, I don't want to bring this down tonight. That's not what was my point. My second question involved in all that is, my first thought is, yes, I would be perfectly okay with what he did. Someone was drunk and killed 2 of his kids. I don't know how I could continue on without seeking justice. Yeah, sure, he may have spent the rest of his life in jail, but I mean, he was right there, like, when it happened. You know what I mean? Like, there's almost an insanity plea, even if they had found out that he had done it. I mean, let's face it, you know, who would be in their right mind at that moment? Not me. But I do believe in people giving most people second chances. I think it's just when something like that would happen, I don't think it would be a sane choice that I would make. I would just lose my mind. I don't think I'd come back from something like that. I know I wouldn't. I would be in a mental institution somewhere. I couldn't handle that. I know my limits, and that's not one of them. You ever have a brain freeze? Yeah, they suck. Like, sometimes they're to the point where I'm like, my God, am I going to die here? Is my head going to explode? It hurts so bad. Well, there's a trick I'm going to teach you. You take your thumb, if you're getting a bad brain freeze, and you stick it on the roof of your mouth. You want to warm up the roof of your mouth, and that will make it subside. I've done it, and it's worked for me. I'm not saying it works for everybody, but I was drinking a leftover Milton at work tonight. Yeah, not like a stranger, but they had too much left in the blender, and I wasn't going to let that thing go in the trash. A Milton, by the way, if you look up the Drowsy Poet in Lynchburg, Virginia, it's a milkshake with a shot of espresso, vanilla ice cream, and some brown stuff on top. Cocoa, maybe? No, it's not cocoa. Coffee grounds? No. I can't remember what it was. They're pretty good, though. And so I was drinking one of those. I didn't get a brain freeze, but I thought I could get a brain freeze off of this. I could drink this so fast that, like, I could probably just drink it one sip. It's that good. They're that good. I really like them. That's why I never get them, because I drink them so fast. What I usually get is the peanut butter chocolate shake, which is thick as mud. Like, and it's like a meal in and of its own that will be with you for a good 4 to 5 hours, because you're just like holding it, because it's like this thing is not melting. It is like solid, like trying to suck a rock through a straw or something. I don't know. The other thing I wanted to talk about tonight is the way we perceive ourselves versus the way people perceive us. I've talked about this before briefly, but I think oftentimes we are the center of the universe. You are. I am. Whoever we are. Like, I'm not saying we are. I'm saying that it's hard to think outside of that bubble. Like, I think, because everything affects you in one way. It's not like you care, well, it's not that you don't care about, like, how other things affect other people. Like, you are the center of your world, and everyone that you come in contact with is a branch off of that. You know what I mean? And so oftentimes when we're getting up in the morning, when we're buying clothes, when we're standing in front of the mirror, when we're trying to decide on a haircut, we're thinking about how we want to portray that image of ourselves. And I think in our minds, we never quite live up to it. I think maybe that's a part of American culture too, like always, you know, the grass is always greener type deal. But it's so funny, like, because if you really sat down with a group of like 5 people and you looked at them and you said, tell me honestly, how do you see me? They would describe you in a certain way. And a lot of the things they describe, you'd probably really be happy with. But it's not the same you that you think that they're seeing and that you're portraying. You know what I mean? It's a funny thing. I know I've been getting deep these last few nights with these ridiculous ideas that I've been having, but sometimes the road to 40 is going to be a little deeper than a shallow thing. Shallow things in the night. All right, one last question. That last one's just something to think about, I think. You know, it's something I think about. I gotta wash my hair. Okay, this is another moral one. So it wraps up our we'll call this a third part question of morality and conscience. Walking along an empty street, you noticed a wallet. It contains $5,000 in cash, but no name or address. What would you do? Okay, that's the first part of the conversation. The question. I would keep it. I would maybe check like Craigslist and the newspapers to see if anybody lost it. Other than that, I've lost money. Not that kind of money, but you know what? Maybe it's the universe just giving a little gift. I don't know. Now, would it alter your decision if inside you found a name, address, and a picture of either a wealthy-looking man, young man, or a frail old woman? There's a second part to this that I haven't looked up yet. We will look it up together. Please open your books to chapter 170, page 198. In what ways will you treat or have you treated your children differently? Okay, yeah. No, we have done this one before. No, it's 170. Duh. That was a good one, though. That other one I was just about to read. Most people say if they found a wallet full of cash on the street, they would return the money. Do you believe them? No. Most also think their own lost wallets would not be returned. Do you feel similarly? It's a 50-50 shot. I was at AC Moore one night. I was just getting into my car. I looked down. There was a wallet there. Really nice wallet, too. I picked it up, and I saw the picture on the license. And it just so happens I just walked by that guy in the store. So I went back in, and I just went up to the front counter. He was there, but I didn't want to make a big deal out of it, so I just turned to the lady. I said, I think somebody lost a wallet. And then he must have heard me, because he does this like everybody does. He goes, I think that might be my wallet. And they're like, what's your name? Da-da-da-da. Yep, here it is. He's like, hey, thanks, man. That was the end of it. Like, I didn't need a reward to be nice. But had there not been a license in there, or no ID, no names, no addresses, oh, I'm keeping that money. I'm going to pay some bills. And I do think that there's a 50-50 shot if the same thing happened. If I dropped my wallet, lost my wallet, I'd say there's a 50-50 shot. And I couldn't blame the person if there was any money in there. Or any money on our debit cards. Or go for it. You're not going to get very far. How do you explain this contradiction? There wasn't really a contradiction. I didn't feel. Would you help fund an experiment designed to find out whether people are actually honest enough to return cash-filled wallets? I wouldn't help fund it. No. That's stupid. That's not worth even doing, in my opinion. Yeah, that's about all I got for you guys tonight. I apologize. Some nights I'm just tired, exhausted, as usual. But I try to make these things as fun as possible. I think I was a little bit more depressing than anything tonight. I'm gonna hopefully turn this thing around with our what's on the menu tonight. If not, thank you guys for always coming back. If you want, follow me on Twitter or Instagram. It's just @Jason/Jason, GEYCEN. You guys are the best. Seriously, thank you for everything. Don't forget to make somebody smile tomorrow. Make yourself a better person tomorrow than you were today tomorrow. And let's make the world spin a little bit happier together. I'm Jason Oliveira. This is The Road to 40. I'll see you guys a little further on down the road. I hope you looking forward to a little what's on the menu tonight. All right, I'll see you guys later.